Today, I will be discussing some valuable insights on successfully selling a property with a tenant in it. Now, let's delve into the key strategies and important forms that you need to be aware of and make this process smooth and profitable. Firstly, let us talk about the key aspects you need to consider as an investor when selling a property with a tenant. One of the greatest advantages is that the property is already generating rental income. So it is important to highlight this to potential buyers and emphasize the reliability of the tenant, their history, on-time payments. Investors appreciate the idea of immediate cash flow without the hassle of finding new tenants. Now, if the cash flow or the rent is relatively low compared to market rents, then we need to figure out some other strategies on being able to present the property at its optimum. Now, let's talk about clear financial metrics should be provided. So this includes the cap rate, the return of investment, also known as the ROI, and it is recommended to prepare a detailed breakdown of expenses, property taxes, maintenance costs, property management, and any other operational expenses. Transparency in these figures will attract serious investors as potential buyers. Discussing the appreciation potential of the property is crucial. Sharing local market trends, data showcasing property value increases in the area is essential. Right now, today, we have many immigrants coming in the country. We need to highlight with potential of interest rates as well coming down. So how does this impact the market, right? Typically, more demand means prices tend to go up. And when you reduce costs by lowering interest rate, that also tends to push prices higher. Investors are always seeking opportunities that promise long-term growth. Now let's talk about the forms. Now let's discuss some critical forms that you need to be aware of during this process. So the N12 form. Now, if the buyer or their family intends to occupy the unit, you must serve the tenant with an N12 form. This form basically provides a 60-day notice, but can only be given once there is a firm sale agreement. It is crucial to handle this correctly to ensure a smooth transaction. The 60 days actually begins on the first of a given month as well. So meaning if you sold your home on July 15th, and you provide the 60 days does not start on July 15th. In fact, it starts August 1st. The N13 form. Now, if the buyer plans to extensively renovate or demolish the property, you will need to serve the tenant with an N13 form. This also requires a 60-day notice and may involve compensation to the tenant to get them out early. Properly completing and submitting this form is essential to comply with legal requirements. Now, the tenant acknowledgement form is another form that's very important for documenting that the tenant is aware of the sale and acknowledges their lease terms. It is a good way to maintain clear communications and avoid any misunderstanding. Now, if you are targeting buyers who intend to move into the property themselves, here's what you need to focus on. Clearly communicating the timelines for tenant vacancy is very important. If the tenant is on a month-to-month lease, or if you have served them with an N12 form for personal use, it is important to outline these details to prospective buyers. Highlight the potential for customization and renovations once the tenant vacates, which will appeal to those who want to make the home their own. Emphasizing the home's features and the amenities in the surrounding area are also very important. Discuss spacious rooms, modern kitchen, beautiful backyard, and additionally mention nearby schools, parks, shopping centers, public transportation options. These are key selling points for families and professionals. Offering flexibility in closing dates to accommodate the buyer's schedule is a huge incentive as well. Consider providing incentives such as covering closing costs or including home warranties to make the deal more attractive. Flexibility can be a significant deciding factor for many buyers. Selling a property with a tenant involves several important steps and legal considerations. By following these strategies and ensuring all necessary forms are correctly filed, you can successfully sell a tenant-occupied property, whether you are targeting investors or move-in buyers. It is important to have professionals who have been through this process and realtors who understand working with tenants as well. This is also very important on building your team together. As always, who you work with matters.